Sairam. The moment when a husband and wife transform into a father and mother is a very special and exciting one. Whether this process happens very fast or whether it has taken a long period of time, whether it happens easily or whether it has come at the end of a lot of difficulty, whether it happens by conception or by adoption, whatever be the case, this is a very, very important phase in every being's life. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Shri Krishna tells, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, meaning only efforts lie in your hands, the results are beyond your hands. I think this parenthood experience is one of the best and most poignant experiences in one's life, where we realize the import of this statement, where only efforts lie in our hands, the results and the fruits are totally out of our hands, they are in the hands of the Lord. And that is why in the October of 2015, my classmate from the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Thondapu Arun Kumar, was a very, very excited man. He called me and he said, Arvind, I want to convey to you the happy news that me and Keerthi are going to become parents. Oh, I congratulated them. I was very happy for them. I promised them that I would pray for the mother's health as well as the baby's health. And it was a wonderful phone call. And then 3 months later, everything changed. In the January of 2016, as the new year dawned, dreadful news dawned for Arun. He called me almost on the verge of tears. He said that when the anomaly scan was done for the baby, it was found out that the baby is having TGA, transposition of the Great Arteries. Dear brothers and sisters, for those who are not aware, the human circulatory system consists of the heart and the different blood vessels, the arteries and the veins. Now the heart has 4 chambers, 2 upper chambers called the auricles and the 2 lower chambers called the ventricles. Bad blood from the whole body, deoxygenated blood, comes into the right auricle and then falls into the right ventricle. From there it is pumped to the lungs where it gets oxygenated, and this travels through the pulmonary arteries. And from the lungs via the pulmonary veins, it comes back to the left auricle, falls into the left ventricle, the lower chamber. From there it is pumped, this fresh blood, it is pumped to the whole body through the aorta. Now the aorta is one important great artery, the other is the pulmonary arteries. In the case of this unborn child, these two had got switched, because of which instead of one beautiful circulatory system, the baby had 2 loops. One loop going between the heart and the lungs. The good blood is just going to the heart from the lungs and back to the lungs and the heart, that's it. And then the bad blood is going from the heart to the remaining part of the body and back to the heart and again to the body. So 2 separate loops. No problem as long as the baby is in the mother's womb, because the mother's circulatory system will take care of everything. That is why, dear brothers and sisters, Swami says that Matra Devo Bhava, mother is God. The mother literally gives her blood, her food, her breath, her air, her everything for the child, for the baby. But then, when the time of delivery comes, there is no deliverance for this baby. Either it will die at childbirth or it will be seriously retarded mentally or some other issue. And therefore Arun said, the doctors are telling it is better we drop the baby. We abort the baby. I don't know what to do. When I felt that he was seeking my advice, I gave him the only advice that I give to anybody who seeks my advice. I said, listen, only Swami can give you your answer. Seek the answer from Swami, Swami will give. Arun, seek the answer from your heart. Swami will give the answer. Once you get that answer, courageously follow it, whether it is to abort or whether it is not to abort. Courageously follow it. Swami will be there with you all the way because you have followed his instructions. And that is how that phone call ended. And my prayers, I began to pray much, much more. Not for any specific result. I began to pray, Swami, may Arun hear your voice. May Arun hear your voice. This is the story of this couple. This is the story of this father, this mother and this child. This is the story of Arun, Keerthi and their unborn child.
ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా.
The next time Arun called me, he said that he had got the inspiration and answer from Swami within. And the answer was, don't abort the baby, keep it. I congratulated him for the decision and told him to hold strong in faith to Swami. I told him, tell Keerthi also to pray regularly to Swami. Now the interesting thing is, Keerthi was not a devotee of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba the way we understand it. But then a mother's heart is such that the mother is ready to do anything for the good of the baby. So she decided to start praying to Swami regularly. She would do Namasmarana, chanting Swami's name. She also began to recite the Ashtotram, the 108 names of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. You know, it takes only about 7 or 8 minutes to do it, and in case you are interested in doing it on a regular basis, here is a link with some beautiful photographs, the names and the meaning of the names of the Sri Sathya Sai Ashtotram, and we can participate in this beautiful sadhana which Keerthi used to do on a daily basis for the health and safety of her baby. In the meanwhile, what was decided on a medical front was that as soon as this baby is born, this blue baby. Why blue baby? Because of the lack of oxygen, the baby will often turn slightly blue in color. And as soon as this blue baby is born, the baby will be rushed from the Ovum hospital, where the delivery was scheduled, to the Narayana Hridayalaya, where the cardiac surgery would be scheduled. And immediately the doctor would operate on the baby and transpose back the great arteries so that the child is fine. Now, this is a very, very risky surgery because the baby is just a few hours old. Even allowing the baby a couple of days to recover from the entire process of birth will give it a much better chance of survival, but here time was at a premium. They could not afford more than a few hours. Even there, when any baby is born, the two arteries which carry the bad blood and the good blood, there is a gap in between them because of which the blood mixes. This is called PDA. I won't go into the details now, but it is there in every baby. And as soon as the baby is born, automatically nature closes this gap. What was decided in the case of this baby was, as soon as it's born, they will give it a drug so that this hole does not close. Why? The blood can keep mixing and some amount of oxygenated blood the baby will get, and those few hours are very critical and crucial to be rushed and for the surgery to be done. Now, when all this was happening, Keerthi got her first boost, super boost from Swami. In April 2016, Swami came to her in her dream. He was in a robe exactly like this. She was in a room and it was like an interview room, and Swami entered the room in a white robe like this. And she rushed to Swami, held his hand and began to weep inconsolably. And Swami gently patted her on her head and said, don't worry, everything will be fine. He assured her and reassured her, and she found great strength filling her entire being. As she took namaskar and prostrated to Swami, Swami told her, surgery on the 8th. And with that, she woke up. She was wondering, what did Swami mean by saying surgery on the 8th? Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, and in the first week of June, as the baby was being monitored, because it's just a couple of weeks away from delivery, they noticed that the baby was not responding so much. It was apparently very, very weak, very fatigued, very tired. Whatever be the case, the doctors decided that they should do an elective surgery now, a C-section, and deliver the baby. So they asked Arun and Keerthi to come up with a date when they will do the surgery. And this is the time when all the grandparents and everyone went into a huddle trying to see a good date, a very auspicious date so that the child can be safe and healthy. And as they were going through these motions, Keerthi says, the surgery will be done on 8th June. Because Swami said the surgery is on 8th June. She remembered that, and then she understood how Swami had given her a solution even before this problem would arise. That is how it is with the Lord, dear brothers and sisters. When we are tuned to Swami and when we follow whatever he says, he will take care of it. He will ensure that no emergencies arise in our life. So this is what was decided, and June 8th was the day for the surgery. And as the delivery was done, as the C-section was done, the mother, of course, was in immense pain, not just physical pain, but also emotional pain. It is often said that the labor pain is one of the most painful that any human can ever endure. But as soon as the baby is delivered, the sight of the baby leads to such a rush within the mother that she feels so happy that the pain is overcome. But for Keerthi, she didn't have that blessing and pleasure, because even as the baby was born, all that she could know that it was a boy. And before she could even touch it or behold it till her eyes felt happy, this baby was taken away, because they said it's a blue baby, it should not turn blue, has to rush to Narayana Hridayalaya, and Arun went left with the baby. As the baby was leaving, she was crying, weeping and screaming. And then from her heart arose a prayer and a pronouncement. She said, "They all tell you're a blue baby. You are a blue baby. You are my Krish. You are my Krish. You are my Krish." And so the baby boy was named even as he was born. The baby was rushed to the Narayana Hridayalaya, and there, as Arun was praying for the success of the surgery, he got another devastating news. This was really, really shocking. Arun is told that the baby has VSD as well, ventricle septal defect. What is that? The two ventricles, the two pumping chambers of the heart, one chamber which pumps to the lungs, the other chamber which pumps to the rest of the body, these two have to be separated by a wall, the septum. But there is a hole in that, and that is the second defect that is there. So now Arun felt so devastated, so deflated. This tiny little baby, for whom every hour will help in gaining strength, has to now undergo not one but two surgeries. He sat there waiting for the doctor, and as the doctor came out, he asked, "Doctor, will the baby be able to take two surgeries?" And the doctor says, "Why two surgeries? We are not doing any surgery now." Huh? What? Yes, we will observe the baby for a couple of days, then you can take the baby home. You see, they told Arun, this defect in the ventricle is ensuring that the blood from the two ventricles get mixed. So the baby is going to get sufficient oxygenated blood, not 100%, but at least 60%, which is more than enough for at least the first month of its existence. Come back after a month or two, we will do the surgery once the baby is stronger. And that is when Arun realized, what a blessing. With Swami, even a defect becomes a blessing. This defect had come so perfectly at the appropriate time. It had developed in such a manner that now Krish did not need a surgery. Krish can wait, because though the arteries are transposed, there is mixing of the blood happening because of the second defect. So the two surgeries can be done after a month or so. And even as Arun was rejoicing at this, the doctor tells him another piece of good news. "Mr. Arun, later on, even then we don't need to do two surgeries, only one." Why? Because this VSD that your baby is having is of that kind which will close on its own. It will close on its own. The hole in the heart will heal on its own. That kind of a defect it is. So after a month or so, when it's closing on its own, you will see your baby turning blue. At that time, come to us, we will do the surgery. And so Arun took home baby Krish after a couple of days, and Keerthi beheld her baby, holding it, fondling it, kissing the little son. So happy, Krish, Krish, Krish. She was so happy. 1 month in bliss like this, and then they observed that Krish was turning a little blue, which meant that the time for the surgery had come. And so now in the month of July, the second week, they decided that they should get the surgery done. The date for the surgery was decided to be July 15th. And July 14th, both Keerthi and Krish would be admitted into the hospital. Then on July 14th, again, the baby started turning very blue. The oxygen level started falling very drastically. As I said, the baby would have 60%. Now it fell down to as low as 10%. And everyone felt that the baby might not be able to survive and stay till that surgery itself. The surgery was scheduled for the morning of the 15th of July. And now, both the parents were so devastated. After this long stretch, after this long journey, at the end rope, it is looking like all will be lost. Keerthi was in tears, Arun was in tears. But in that profound moment of great sorrow, came a sudden calm, a calm surrender. Both father and mother, husband and wife, Arun and Keerthi, sat before Swami and said, Swami, thy will be done. If it is meant that the baby is not with us, so be it. If it is meant that the baby will be with us, so be it. Whatever you give is a prasad. Dear brothers and sisters, in my opinion, this attitude, this surrender is the greatest miracle of Swami. For parents in that situation to be able to tell this with peace in the heart, not possible without the grace of God. And it is that what we should seek from Swami. Not answers to our questions, solutions to our problems, marital problems or relationship problems or financial problems, health problems. No, because that will never end. They will never end. They will keep coming and going and coming and going. But that ability to surrender and keep calm irrespective of what happens is something that will stay with us forever. And that is what we should seek from Swami. And this couple were so blessed to get that. That was the result of their sadhana of so many months. Of course, another mantra that Keerthi said that she adopted during this time was the powerful Sai Gayatri. She kept chanting the Sai Gayatri mantra. The Sai Gayatri is a phenomenally powerful mantra. The way it originated itself is such a tremendous story that is there at this link above in case you have not watched. This Sai Gayatri was her go-to mantra. It is also my go-to mantra. I love it. And that is the reason why I have also created an entire video of 108 Sai Gayatris in case you wish to see, accompanied with beautiful photographs of Swami. That is there at this link above. So with Sai Gayatri constantly going on, they kept awake the whole night. By Swami's grace, Krish stayed on. Krish was there, and the surgery began on the 15th of July at 8:30 in the morning. The surgery was completed at 5:30 in the evening. And it was, needless to say, a tremendous success. The baby began to recoup very fast and was discharged from the hospital that year on the Guru Purnima day, on the 19th of July. On the Guru Purnima day, Arun and Keerthi bowed down along with Krish at the lotus feet of their Guru, Sadguru, Jagat Guru, Guru Nam Guru, Bhagawan Shri Sathya Sai Baba, in gratitude and love. I am very happy to share that in 2025, these parents have become parents yet again with another child. So it's a 4-member family now, and they continue to live with Swami's love and peace in their hearts, with that surrender always the foremost in their mind and hearts. As I said, that is the greatest blessing we can receive from Swami. Dear Swami, we are so grateful that we have you in our lives. What would our lives have been, Swami, if not for you? Thank you, Swami. How many ever times we tell thank you, it isn't sufficient. That is why we would like to conclude with only one prayer, dear Swami. Every moment of our lives, the love that we have for you in our hearts, let it keep growing stronger and stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.